Greetings, it's Wednesday, December 9th. We have a new subscriber, FAOSFX, and welcome, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, so excuse me for that. FAOSFX had also written to me in an email asking about a whipped cream topping that they were told about that they could make with egg whites and sugar, and they were having a problem because it had a bad taste and an egg white smell. Okay, first of all, that's not a whipped cream topping because there's no whipped cream in it. There's no cream in there at all. It is, however, a good whipped topping. You've seen a lemon meringue pie? That's the meringue. The secret, however, is really simple. Say, for example, you're going to make meringue topping for a pie. You start off with 3 egg whites, and you'll want these at room temperature. 1/3 of a cup of sugar, or you could use Splenda, because if you use Splenda you have something that is sugar-free and doesn't have any carbs, which also means that it's good for Atkins plan people. And then the secret part of this that takes care of the smell and the taste, 1 teaspoon each of white vinegar and vanilla. And you get in there and you whip that with your electric mixer. You can do it with a hand whisk, but it will take you a lot longer to do. And I do plan on actually doing a video showing this, but I don't have time to right now. But in the next couple of days I plan on doing a video that shows this. And so you whip this up until you've got good stiff peaks, put it over on top of your pie, and then that goes into the oven about 200, 275, something like that, for about 2 or 3 minutes until the topping begins to brown. Then you turn the heat off. Take it out, and there you go. Lemon meringue pie. I'll get into the details of that in the video that I'm planning to shoot in the next day or two. I don't have time to right now. Or I would. I really wanted to today, but things aren't going to work that way. On another note, you probably noticed that this video is looking a little different than the ones that I've been putting up. And the reason for that is I'm trying to cut down the amount of time it takes to render the things. Because I've learned a little bit about improving the look of a video lately. You see, I've been watching a lot of Film Riot. And one of the tricks that I learned finally how to use properly is color correction. And if you look at my previous video, you'll see what I mean. I applied color correction to that one. I am not applying it to this one. That one took probably close to 4.5 hours to render. This one is I'm expecting it to take less than 2 hours to render. And about the only way I'm going to get it to be ready any faster is to just upload the raw video out of the camera, and I don't like the idea of doing that because frankly these things need some editing sometimes, and it just goes against the grain. It grates against the nerve really bad to upload raw unedited video. I don't like the idea of doing it. I might if it comes down to it time-wise though. Basically what I've figured out is that my computer is really archaic. I didn't used to think so until I started trying to do a whole lot of stuff with video. But basically what I've got is an ASRock motherboard and a Athlon Sempron 2400 plus CPU going at 1.6 gigahertz, which I used to think was really cool and fast, and now I'm thinking, damn, that's slow. And the big problem with it is it's only a single core processor, and these days in order to get anywhere, to do anything in a reasonable amount of time, you have to have a quad core processor running at 3 gigahertz with 8 gigabytes of memory and terabyte of hard drive, and the very latest NVIDIA graphics card. Now you see, there's an example. I didn't edit that out, that little mistake or verbal typo just a minute ago. Normally I edit those out. It makes for a lot of ugly looking jump cuts, but it makes it sound better. And so I'm trying in this video to do a very minimal editing. I'm not going to do any color correction. And by the way, when I'm talking about color correction, it's the overall appearance and whatnot of the color. You compare this video with my last one and you'll see what I mean. The lighting in both videos is exactly the same. It's a single overhead room light and a little bit of sunlight coming in the window. And I've got about the same level of each today. As a matter of fact, there's a little bit more light today than there was yesterday, because yesterday was a lot more overcast and it's not today. And the color correction helps bring the light level up, because I go in there to the color correction tool and I turn up the gamma and I increase the gain a little bit, and then I apply color correction for the high tones and the low tones and the mid-range, and it looks a whole lot better. The problem is that doing that makes the video take forever to render, because it then has to correct the colors. It has to apply that color correction to every single frame of video. And when you don't have the latest high-end graphics capability and quad-core CPU running at 3 or 40 or 82 gigahertz, I wish, then it's going to take you a long time to do this, and I need these videos to be a lot less time-consuming to process. And for that matter, I'd appreciate some feedback about what y'all think about the video quality of unprocessed or minimally processed video like this one, and much more processed, color corrected video like, say, the last one. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing feedback. I'll get back to you again tomorrow, and I'll have the meringue and whipped cream